What should you do if you text her and she hasn't replied? I've got you covered. So check out this video and we'll find out what we need to do next. What's good, everyone? Mario here. Hey, in this video, I'm going to answer a submission from an Academy member who, as a male, he messaged me, should I text her again if she doesn't reply? And this is a question that men and women have. And I want to get into it, kind of break it down, answer what you can do, what you should do, do's and don'ts, and also the why behind that, which will really help you get some deeper understanding for this dynamic or this concept, okay? But first, let me remind you that if you're not fully satisfied with your dating or online dating results, I encourage and invite you to join us in one of our, or both, of our free academies. We have Get Game Group Academy for dating and relationships and our online dating academy. They both send out free weekly videos that are designed to help you up your dating game. So good stuff there. And if you want to join, sign up is super easy. There's a link in the description or in the card right now. Okay, so let's get to it. Answering from a male, should I text her again if she doesn't reply? The first thing that I would point out is that I need to attack this by acknowledging it, that the question comes from a male. Right, because this is more of a male issue. Not to say that women can't have this problem, but men are dealing with this more often because in the dating world, they have to be more of the pursuers. Women are more the selectors. So guys are left wondering and making more efforts. So it relates to everybody, though. But I did have to acknowledge that. So here's the thing. If you are wondering the answer to this question, also need to know more information, such as what is your relationship to this person? Is it weak? Is it strong? Weaker might be like you connecting with somebody on social media, online dating. You just got their phone number and have been texting them for like a week. Stronger would be someone that you've been dating for a while or in a relationship with. So that matters as far as how you should go about, it's apples and oranges. They're not the same as far as how you would go about them. So it does depend. For example, let's say if you were going to respond, okay, let's get this out there. If you message without getting a response, it does look bad. It is a weak move. It's not the best move. But you know what? It's not a move that I'm discouraging you from in this situation. Yes, I will say that it can be perceived as weak, as desperate, as just not strong. But that doesn't matter because sometimes if you don't take action, no one will. So it depends on that situation. Like as I said, if it's someone you're in a relationship with or dating, like you should be getting enough respect that or if they don't answer quickly, within a day or two. But definitely, if someone's going 2 days that you're dating and doesn't respond to something that you sent, not the best sort of sign. You need to kind of send something to follow up. Now, here's the thing. If you're in one of those weaker connections, you need to give it at least 48 hours, very least, before you start tripping, wondering why someone's not responding, because the truth is they don't owe you that much. They don't have that much invested in you. You don't have that much invested in them. They don't feel like anyone owes anyone anything. They, at any point, can truly be out there living their own life, be busy, not paying attention to their phone. They could have lost it. Anything could have happened. And you don't get the right, you haven't even met them or you're not dating them. You don't get to impose upon them how they're going to spend their time. So you don't get to send an angry, why aren't you messaging me back? Hello, did you get my message? You don't get to send anything butthurt. So if you don't get to send anything angry, threatening, or acting butthurt, what can you send? I'm going to share with you what you can send at the end of the video, but we're not there yet. All right, now as I said, if you message again, it's because sometimes you know that maybe they won't message you. And then that just leaves two people being hard-headed. Maybe they just didn't see your message or, they're absent-minded. I've done it plenty of times to people like, oh, man, I'm so sorry I didn't respond to you. I do it to people all the time. All right. But here's the thing. If you were just going to be acting from your butthurt, you would never known that they were just absent-minded or missed your message. And you wanted to be so stubborn that you lost the connection, period. That would be on you. That's a mistake. So what we want to acknowledge is that while it is a weak move, let's look at the kind of balance of this, okay? On one hand, it looks weak, not very strong move. On the other hand, how much freaking effort does it take to send a second or a follow-up text message? It doesn't hurt me, okay? So here's the thing. I would rather make a weak move that doesn't hurt me than a move that's strong but it's really going to impact me negatively. All right. So in this situation, I'm all about like, let's take a step back with letting someone maybe think that we're weaker, or take a little ding at our the perception of our value in that dynamic. Because you know what? I feel like as long as there's connection, if there's interaction and communication, you always have a chance to battle back. So that's why I'm not some one of those people who say like if someone doesn't message you, you never respond back. You just delete their number and you block them or whatever. No, that's stupid. I'd say there's probably 20% of those opportunities that are going to waste because you're just not trying. And if you tried, 20% of those opportunities would have been, oh, so glad you reached out because I totally forgot. Oh, I've been busy. I went out of the country. Oh, I had a family emergency. Oh, I broke my phone, blah, blah, blah. And 20%, that's like 1 out of 5. That's a pretty good margin, or a pretty good number for you to think like that's worth it. That's worth, a small sort of not so fun, here's me messaging again move, which you would rather not do. But 1 out of 5 is pretty damn good. So I would think about that. And yes, that's me making up a statistic, but it's pretty much like what you could expect and why you should give it a go. So here's the thing. I want you to obviously live your life for you and be strong and go about doing your daily life and making yourself happy, doing things that make you feel good and living your life without concern for whoever else is not in it currently. However, living your life being strong and being the best you doesn't mean that the best you isn't capable of just sending out an extra message and being okay with it. Having the strength to be like, I don't care if they think that I'm weak. I don't care if this is a desperate move. I'm not weak. I'm not desperate. You need to have that up here. Okay? Because if you believe that up here, that's the beginning of someone else believing that about you. They won't believe it about you if you don't believe it yourself. So mindset's very important. So here's what we're going to do. And I told you we're going to have a few options. There's some options out there that I've used from in the past, and I've kind of tinkered with them. One of them has been the message that will remember what we need to do is, 1, jumpstart a conversation. 2, not act butthurt or upset, not cast any blame because we don't know. So we basically need to tread water, and we need to just throw out an opportunity, an olive branch, and show that we're not bothered, right? Because if you show that you're bothered, it looks bad on you, and people will judge you, thinking that you're weak, thinking that you're butthurt, thinking that you're sensitive, thinking that you're not good enough. Okay, so here are some things that you can do. All right, you can send the following message, which is something that I've tried quite a few times, and it doesn't hurt me. I feel confident, and I don't feel like I'm losing any strength because I send this. And it is simply ... question mark. All right, you let people kind of insert whatever they think. Bottom line, ... question mark. What does that bring? It brings a reminder. Hey, I messaged you. Look back at the message right above. It doesn't say, hey, what the fuck is wrong with you? Or, hey, it's been 2 days. Hey, it's been 5 days. It just says ... question mark. And that was good. But you know what? There are things that I've done to that too. To kind of improve that and alter that and experiment with that. And that's using ... with an emoji that can either have big eyes or eyes that are looking up, which I'll show you. I'll put in the video right now that you're seeing. But ... question mark ... appropriate use of one of these emojis. And you've got a message that does what? It says, 1, hey, remember me? Hey, remember the message that I had? Hopefully I had something for them to respond to. That's another thing. Let me just throw that in there. Sometimes you're leaving messages or text messaging and you're getting upset, but you're sending messages that people don't necessarily need to respond to. All right, so look back at your communication. That's a big thing. Is there a reason that someone should be responding? Should they expect to respond, or should they just be like, it's one of those messages where look at that message and be like, is this something where someone could just read it and put their phone down? Or is it a message where they have to read it and they know that, well, I'm expecting a response. So there you have it. You've got these different ways that you can do it. We've got our ... response, and what that's doing is reminding. It's not showing anyone is butthurt. It's respecting that we don't know what we don't know, and it's showing some maturity and showing that, hey, I don't trip out when I don't get an immediate response, because you know what? I've got my own life and I don't chase you like that. I don't bother you like that. I don't get upset because if you don't want to communicate with me, fine. I'm not going to get butthurt about it, or you don't know what I've got going on myself. You don't have to say it, but other people will judge you by your actions and judge whether you have options or whether you're desperate. All right. I think it's pretty easy to act from a place of strength, even when you are behaving an act like messaging again when they haven't messaged back yet, and still hold on to that, positive strength of your character, and feel good about yourself and allow someone to still think that about you too. That's the trick. Can you perform a weak move while still remaining a strong character? With this advice, this is how I do it, and I think you can too. To the next video, you all take care. Thanks for watching. If you appreciated the content from this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And male or female, if you're not satisfied with your dating or online dating experience, I invite you to join one or both of our free academies. We have Get Game Group Academy and Get Game Group Online Dating Academy, both of which send out free weekly videos designed to help you up your game.